Hello out there, you. In this video, we're going to calculate the elasticity of supply in a slightly different way. So this problem is presented a little different. We've got, well, actually, let's write down the formula first. Price elasticity of supply. What we want is the percent change in the quantity supplied divided by the percent change in the price. This is always going to be a positive number because as price increases, quantity supplied increases, and vice versa. This problem, like most good econ textbooks, wants the midpoint formula. So the midpoint is really talking about the percent change formula. So in the percent change, we want the new value, new minus old, over the midpoint between the two, and then times 100. Now, if you're stuck on what is the midpoint or things are getting too complicated for you, what we're going to do is we're just going to add new plus old and then divide by 2. That'll give you the midpoint method. But most of the time you can eyeball it, see what's halfway in between. So we've got Uber driver expects to earn $130 driving a 6-hour shift, $170 driving a 6-hour shift. There are 150 drivers on the road, which rises to 270 on Saturdays. That's the quantity. Okay, so that's the quantity part is the numerator. So let's write that up here. So it's 270, that's the Saturday, minus weeknight. And then halfway in between these two is 225. Okay, so if you were unsure about that, you can add them together and then you can divide by 2 and you'd have it. So that's the change in quantity demanded. I guess since we're here, we could calculate that. So that's 120. So it's 120 in the numerator divided by 225, which is 0.53 times 100 is 53%. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we need the change in price. Now, one thing we need to note here is that total revenue is price times quantity. And we actually know the quantity because the problem told us this. It told us a 6-hour shift. So we're really trying to figure out the wage. This could even be called wage elasticity. So this is 6. We don't know price, but we know the total revenue on the weekday is 130. And we know on the weekend is 170. So 170 is the total revenue. Price times 6. Okay, so to solve either one, I guess I could call that weekend. We'll divide both sides by 6. So the price on the weekend is 170 divided by 6, which is 28 and a third. 28 and a third. And then over here, do the same thing. Price is 130 divided by 6. 130 divided by 6 is 21 and 2/3. 2/3. Okay, so now we're gonna plug it in just like we did here. So our weekend, what was it? 270? Yeah, weekend will be 28 and a third minus weekday 21 and 2/3 divided by the midpoint between the two. So I'm going to add those two together. Some of you can see that. So 28 plus 21, and then 1/3 plus 2/3 is 50. Half of 50 is 25 times 100. All right, so what's the percent change in the price? So 28 point, actually we can just do it this way. So the top is 7, because 28 minus 21, 7. And then, oh, it's, okay, so it's 6. It's kind of a tough number here. I'm going to write it down here because I'm going to forget. It's 6 and 2/3 over 25. So 6 point, 67 divided by 25 is 26.68, however you want to round that, and we'll round it to 27. Okay, so 27%. So now I've done it. Okay, the weird part of this was the total revenue part. Okay, kind of a cool way of writing that. 53 divided by 27, and I get 1.96. 0.96, and that is the price elasticity of supply.